the outside of the row. If that's not practical, please hold them or have them easily in your reach. Remain seated till we come to a complete stop. Keep all your body parts inside the car. No eating, no smoking. Thank you. Well, we're underway now, going to the main gate. The white building here is the Susquehanna Plantation. Built in the very early 1800s. Comes to us from St. Mary's County, Maryland, on the Patuxent River. 700 acres of tobacco, wheat, and corn. The rust color building is the oldest American-made building in Greenfield Village, dating to the early 1600s. It's the Plimpton House, where Mr. and Mrs. Plimpton raised 7 children in that small building in South Sudbury, Massachusetts. The windmill is the Ferris windmill, considered the oldest in the United States, built in 1640 on Cape Cod. It was a gift to Henry Ford by his National Dealer Association in 1936. The dark gray building next to us, the Daggett Farmhouse, dating to 1754 from Andover, Connecticut. If you have an opportunity, stop back, talk to the people in period clothing. They love to talk about life in this country before the American Revolution. And the horses on the left are our Percheron draft horses, those gentle giants that do a lot of work in Greenfield Village, pulling the carts and wagons and working the farm. They get 3 or 4 days off in a row, relaxing before they're put back into service throughout the village. The locomotive pulling us today is the historic number 3 Torchlight. It is the oldest steam locomotive operating in the United States, built in 1873. It originally worked the copper mines of the Upper Peninsula, Michigan, donated to us in 1968. That 8-foot serpentine wall on the right side was built in 1952. It separates Greenfield Village from the Ford test track, where cars and trucks are tested before production. The area we're going through now is a wetland and wildlife preserve. There are some white-tailed deer, ox, coyote, and beaver back here. Various birds such as blue herons, white egrets, red-tailed hawks, and turkeys. Henry Ford is a non-profit, independent educational institution not affiliated with the Ford Motor Company or the Ford Foundation. We're supported by donors, our members, and our guests. The blast of steam you see coming out the left-hand side is the process steam locomotives go through to purge the boiler of any scales from the water. It's referred to as a bloater. called Walnut Grove. It's an activities field, and throughout our season we do many things in part out here. Today we're going to play some historic baseball. We normally don't start this until in June time frame and last through September. But this is a special event. So they're going to start in about an hour or so. The buildings up on the hill are still part of the Porches and Parlors District. The red brick building is the Noah Webster home. The large yellow complex we're approaching is the Henry Ford Academy. It's a charter high school. Over 525 students attend. They're selected through a lottery system from Wayne County. Graduation rate exceeds 95%. The curriculum focus is on science, technology, engineering, the arts, and math. The upper classroom, the 10th, 11th, and 12th graders have classrooms out here in the village, with some of them in the Pullman cars we're approaching. The 9th graders are in the indoor museum. When Henry Ford opened Greenfield Village in 1929, he wanted to convey the inspiration of the American genius to the children. With Henry Ford, it was always children first. He could be seen with them in the classrooms and on field trips. He wanted to inspire them through America's traditions of ingenuity, resourcefulness, and innovation. And we continue that here today at Greenfield Village. On occasion, people will ask, why is this called Greenfield Village? Well, in 1929, this was Greenfield Township, and Henry Ford named it by location. It's Dearborn now, but the name here will certainly remain Greenfield. The Martha Mary Chapel is to the left. It's a non-denominational chapel, very popular for weddings throughout our season. There is one there today, this evening. The name comes from Henry Ford's mother-in-law, Martha, and Mother Mary. It's one of the original buildings. The green building is the Taste of History. It's a cafeteria-style restaurant. If you're looking for a good bowl of soup or a sandwich, that's the place to go. Highly recommend it. Connected to it, a little farther down, is a white building, and that's the Eagle Tamper, built in 1830 in Clinton, Michigan, about 50 miles away. It's not open for eating yet. In the first week or thereabouts of May, it will be back open for a good sit-down. We're approaching Railroad Junction. We'll first pass by Smith Creek Depot, where we normally stop, but we're not stopping there today. Once you see it, you'll understand why. It's under construction. We have extended the platform by about 51 feet so we can accommodate the 4th passenger car. That will help us out during Thomas the Tank visitation in May, and then in October for Halloween nights, and anything in between where we need an extra passenger car. This will work out perfect for us. Smith Creek Depot is one of the original 28 buildings in Greenfield Village when we opened October 21st of 1929. It's an authentic train depot, comes to us from Spitz Creek, Michigan, about 60 miles north of here, just outside of Fort Huron. Built in 1858. If you get a chance, stop back at the depot. There's someone in there who can tell you all about what we did back in the old days there in the depot, in the connection with Thomas Edison. The open building on the left is brand new, Detroit Central Marketplace. There'll be plenty of events happening there throughout the year. The large brick building we're approaching is the Detroit, Toledo, and Milwaukee Roundhouse, originally built in 1884 in Marshall, Michigan, about an hour and a half west of here. We salvaged what we could out of that building, included this one, and opened it up in 2000. We do all service, repair, and maintenance on our 3 coal-fired steam locomotives. The building is closed now, but the front, at least some of the front doors are open, so you can see what's going on inside. But it'll be open in the near future, I hope. Behind the trees and bushes is Liberty Craft Works, where the artisans do the glass blowing, pottery making, and so forth. That's all open for you to visit. The largest part of our working farms district will be on the right side as we complete this turn. The Firestone Farm, built in 1828 in Columbiana County, Ohio, it is the birthplace and childhood home of Harvey Firestone, the originator of the Tire and Rubber Company, a very good friend of Henry Ford. This is a working farm, 7.5 acres, works year-round, and it's open to the visit. We're approaching the main gate, Firestone Station. If you choose to get off here, it's a short walk back over to the farmhouse or to Liberty Craft Works to watch the artisan, or to the Model T loading dock. A lot to do in this area for a short walk. Remain seated, please. Don't get up until you hear the whistle from the engineer. Once you get that blast, then you can get up and exit on the right side. We'll be here for 6 or 7 minutes before we depart for another round trip. Please sit down.